Just like humans, animals do not have the same type of skin. Each skin type and animal body is different. Why test on them when you won't get the correct answer? That could solve so many different things. Having different skin types alter the experiment. Every animal is different. Animal testing needs to be stopped. It causes animals to suffer each and every day of their life. There's a reason to listen to this. Animals are being abused and tortured every day and every hour. Sometimes something needs to be done and changed. What can you do to help? As you are listening, think about these poor animals. They can't help themselves, so you must help them. Right now, I will pass around my visual aid showing what scientists do to animals each day. As it is stated from Humane Society International article about cosmetic animal testing, did you know that in many parts of the world, animals in laboratories are still suffering and dying to test cosmetics such as lipsticks and shampoo? They have their chemicals forced down their throats and dripped into their eyes and onto their shaved skins, which causes so many irritants and is so bad to an animal. Throughout this speech, I'd like to go over 3 main points that will help give you a light on animal testing and what actually happens. The Animal Welfare Act, which easily can be bypassed for certain animals, it gives misleading results due to different types of skin and animals dying. And lastly, animal testing is increasing more and more each year. The Animal Welfare Act can easily be bypassed and you can use other animals. According to the health research funding written in 2014, laboratories carefully choose what animals whose rights don't fall under the jurisdiction of the AWA. This is how they get by with using certain animals. 25 million animals are used in labs and 90% of them are mice, states the price of killing off animal testings written in 2014. Those animals are not put under the Animal Welfare Act, so therefore they can be used. Many say animal testing will help find new answers to many unanswered questions, but all these animals are suffering for 0 reasons. Animals are not like humans. We are very different skin types, different genes, and so much more. Not all animals fall under the Act. For example, certain animals like dogs and cats, guinea pigs, and farm animals do, and then there's more other animals that are experimented each day. Laboratories lie and hide animals, like the Beagle Freedom Act project, which I did so much research on because I had a Beagle Rat Terrier, so I always wanted to learn what they were doing to these beagles. And as a freshman, I did it, and it's taught me so much more about what the scientists do to animals and to other things. When I had the Beagle, I really felt for her. People were using her type of breed to find out a project which would be an irritant to a human skin. That really digs deep to my heart knowing that. And guess what? Those dogs were hidden in the labs, and the project they had, these people will go in to scientists and try to find them and help save the animals, and you can actually adopt the animals to help them, and it's a really neat project that they have going on. And I'm very thankful for that project that helped save these dogs from hidden laboratories. More animals are hidden, though. Laboratories know what they want, and they will get what they want. Doing something illegal or legal, they will get the answers they are seeking. The animals covered by the Animal Welfare Act include live dogs, cats, monkeys, guinea pigs, hamsters, and rabbits. But we see rats, dogs, and rabbits in labs all the time getting tested and experimented on. We hear about products and brands being used on animals. These animals are still used even though they are covered on the Animal Welfare Act. Rats and mice are becoming more popular to use since the people think they are doing genius things. They think they are creating new findings when they are actually just harming and killing those animals. A study that was done estimated that 17 million to 100 million animals are used in laboratories today. That's stated from the Animal Experimentation Up 73% study says by Michael Casey, written in 2015. Animal Welfare Act is supposed to help animals, yet it doesn't. It creates misleading results because animals are not the same as humans. All animal bodies react differently. Humans are not the same as animals. Every human has a different skin type, just like animals. This leads to misleading results and can cause harm to even more animals. A bird might take an experiment and the outcome will be positive, but the bird will be fine because the product's chemicals reacted great with the bird's skin type. A mouse might take the experiment and have a horrible skin irritation and burns from the same project that happened on the bird. Each animal has a different reaction. Now this leads to even more animals being harmed by scientists and products in the lab. Despite new research technology, evidence that animal experiments often don't faithfully translate to humans, and the fact that a growing majority of the public opposes experiments on animals, laboratories are abusing more animals than ever before, stated PETA, Director of Laboratory Investigations Justin Goodman, who was a co-author on the study in 2015. If an experiment goes bad, the experiment is forgotten about. So those animals were mistreated and then forgotten about just because the experiment went the wrong way and did not give out the answers the scientists were wanting. Once scientists have found this out, they usually put that information on a back burner. Animals were abused and cruel. Things were done to them for zero reasons. The results they had wanted were altered due to different skin types. Then the product wasn't as safe as they thought. Cruel, unnecessary things were done and not a good outcome for what the selfish scientists wanted. Also, the research is very misleading. They will use different breeds or types of animals, but since their skin types and genes are different, the research they are trying to study is somehow changed. Scientists wanted to try to dig deeper, finding new cures and treatments for animals, but when the research goes bad or takes a turn to the worse, it creates misleading results and animals suffering in agony and pain constantly. The misleading results and research adds to scientists, increases their studies, and uses even more animal testings every year. Animal testings have been constantly going up. It's like a rate of change is constantly happening. In federally funded labs, animal testing has increased by nearly 73% in the past 15 years, according to the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, also known as PETA. States Animals Experimentation by Michael Casey wrote in 2015. A study performed by Medical Ethics found that the test rose the most between 1997 to 2012. Mice were presented as the largest increase in research, with numbers going from 1.2 million to nearly 1.9 million during that period, but also other animals saw an increase. Non-human primates, for example, increased from 7,292 to 11,167. One good thing is that dogs and their cats saw their numbers decline, but only slightly. Another study estimated that 17 million to 100 million animals are used in laboratories still today. Despite new technology evidence that animal experiments often do not faithfully translate to humans, laboratories are abusing animals more than ever before. Animals are dying each day due to new testings and of a new product coming out. With animal testings increasing more and more each year, that means more animals are dying each year. One study accused the federally funded labs of breeding mice to carry genes that predispose them to crippling diseases and other maladies. 95% of mice bred for these experiments don't carry this desired gene. This then leads to the labs killing the mice, typically right after birth. This is leading to inhumane practice. Throughout this speech, I'm glad you could see the light on animal testing. The Animal Welfare Act doesn't care for all animals. Misleading research and results are happening every day in labs, and animal testing increasing more and more each year, and it's constantly happening. All animal testing needs to be stopped. Animals are suffering and being abused daily. Animal testing is absolutely a horrifying sight. If you ever decided to Google animal testing, you basically kind of want to cry. It is that scary in the pictures. Truly look at the products you use. Is it worth letting an animal suffer in a cage with its skin irritating and burning? I cannot emphasize this enough. Look at the products you use. Over 1 million animals are burned, crippled, poisoned, and abused each day in labs. Help them, save them, choose better products, and do your research on the products.